Captain Jake Harrison stood on the bridge of the UE's Vengeance, looking out at the stars. The ship was quiet, too quiet. He had been a captain for 15 years, and he knew when something was wrong. "Captain," said Lisa Morgan, his tactical officer, "we're getting something on long-range sensors." Jake turned to face her. Lisa was young but smart. She had joined his crew 2 years ago and never missed anything important. "What kind of something?" "Ships, sir. Lots of them." Lisa's fingers moved across her control panel. "I count at least 200 vessels heading toward human space." Jake felt his stomach drop. 200 ships was more than the entire human fleet combined. He walked over to Lisa's station and looked at the display. The dots on the screen were moving in perfect formation, like a wall of death coming their way. "How long until they reach the border?" Jake asked. "At their current speed, maybe 6 hours," Lisa said. Her voice was steady, but Jake could see worry. In her eyes, Jake pressed a button on his chair. "All senior staff to the bridge, now." Within minutes, his key officers arrived. Tony Martinez, the chief engineer, was wiping grease from his hands. Amy Clark, the communications officer, looked pale. Dr. Helen Ross, the science officer, carried her tablet and looked curious rather than worried. "Show them what you found," Jake told Lisa. The main screen lit up with the sensor data. The room went silent as everyone saw the massive fleet approaching. "Holy shit," Tony whispered. "Language," Jake said, but his heart wasn't in it. He was thinking the same thing. Dr. Ross stepped forward. "Captain, I'm reading energy signatures I've never seen before." "These aren't human ships." "Aliens?" Amy asked. "Has to be," Jake said. "The question is, what do they want?" As if answering his question, Amy's station started beeping. "Sir, we're getting a transmission. It's on all human frequencies." "Put it through," Jake ordered. The screen changed to show a creature that looked like a cross between a squid and a fish. It had large black eyes and tentacles where a mouth should be. When it spoke, the words came through a translation device. "I am Fleet Commander Vexthal of the Zephyrian Empire. You will surrender your worlds and your people to our rule. You have 72 hours to send your leaders to negotiate the terms of your submission. If you refuse, we will destroy every human world and kill every human being. This is not a negotiation. This is reality." The transmission ended. The bridge was silent for a long moment. "Well," Tony said. That was direct. Jake pressed another button. "Hit me, Admiral Sullivan." "Priority 1. The screen flickered, then showed Admiral Kate Sullivan sitting in her office on Earth. She was a tough woman in her 50s who had fought in the Mars Rebellion 20 years ago. "Jake, I hope you're calling with good news," she said. "I'm afraid." "Not Admiral." Jake quickly explained what they had found. Admiral Sullivan's face went hard. 200 ships, you said?" "Yes, ma'am. And they're not using any technology we recognize." "The Colonial Council is meeting in emergency session," Sullivan said. "I want you to maintain position and observe. Do not engage unless they fire. First, Admiral, with respect, we can't fight 200 ships." "I know that, Captain, but we can't run either. These are our worlds, and we'll defend them." She paused. "Jake, I'm sending you new orders. You're to make contact with this fleet commander and stall for time. We need to know what we're dealing with." The transmission ended. Jake looked around at his crew. They were all watching him, waiting for orders. "Amy, open a channel to the alien fleet," he said. "Channel open, sir." Jake straightened his uniform. "This is Captain Jake Harrison of the United Earthship Vengeance. We received your message. Fleet Commander Vexthal. Humans don't surrender to threats. If you want to talk, we'll talk. If you want to fight, we'll fight. But we won't bow down to anyone." He made a cutting motion across his throat. Amy closed the channel. "Think that got their attention?" Lisa asked. "Oh, I'm sure it did," Jake said. "The question is, what will they do about it?" They didn't have to wait long. The alien fleet changed. Course slightly, heading directly for the UES Vengeance. On the sensors, Jake could see the ships were massive. Each one was at least 3 times the size of his ship. "Sir," Lisa said, "they're moving into attack formation." Jake sat down in his captain's chair. "All hands, this is the captain. We are about to face the unknown. These aliens think they can scare us into giving up. They're wrong. We are humans. We don't give up. We don't back down. And we don't let anyone push us around." Battle stations. Alarms started sounding throughout the ship. Crew members ran to their positions. The bridge lights dimmed to red. "Shields up," Jake ordered. "Shields at full power," Tony reported from engineering. "Weapons ready," Lisa said. "Sir," Amy said from her station, "the alien fleet is slowing down. They're taking position about 1 million kilometers away." Jake nodded. "They want to show us how big they are. Let them look. We're not impressed." But privately, Jake was very impressed and very worried. The Vengeance was a good ship with a good crew, but they were just 1 ship against 200. The odds were not in their favor. Still, he had given his word. Humans didn't surrender to threats. They would find a way to fight, even if it seemed impossible. The waiting began. The alien fleet sat in space like a dark cloud. Jake Harrison studied the enemy ships through the Vengeance's sensors. Each alien vessel was huge, with strange curves and glowing sections that pulsed like a heartbeat. "Ryan, what do you make of their formation?" Jake asked his intelligence officer. Lieutenant Ryan Turner looked up from his station. He was a thin man with sharp eyes who could spot patterns others missed. "They're confident, sir. Too confident. Look at how they're positioned." Jake walked over to Ryan's station. The display showed the alien fleet spread out in a wide line, like they were on parade rather than ready for battle. "They're not even trying to protect their flanks," Ryan continued. "This is how you position ships when you know the enemy can't hurt you." Dr. Helen Ross looked up from her science station. "I've been analyzing their technology, Captain. There. Ships use energy shields, plasma weapons, and some kind of bioneural computers. But there's something strange." "What kind of strange?" Jake asked. "Their weapons are designed to fight other energy-based systems. Look at these power readings." Helen showed him her tablet. "Their shields are incredibly strong against plasma and laser weapons. But I don't see any protection against kinetic attacks." Jake raised an eyebrow. "You mean they've never fought anyone who throws rocks?" "Not rocks, sir. But solid projectiles, yes. Every race they've conquered must have used energy weapons just like they do." From across the bridge, Amy Clark spoke up. "Sir, I'm intercepting alien communications. The translation software is working, but barely. What are they saying?" Jake asked. Amy frowned at her screen. "They're discussing their previous conquests. The Corvin Empire fell in 3 days. The Stellar Republic surrendered after 1 battle. The hegemony lasted a week." She looked up. "Sir, they've conquered 47 different species. They've never lost a major battle." Jake felt a chill. No wonder the aliens were confident. They had never faced real resistance before. "Tony, how are our systems holding up?" Jake asked his chief engineer. Tony Martinez wiped sweat from his forehead. "All systems green, Captain. But, sir, I've been thinking about what Dr. Ross said. Our main guns are magnetic accelerators. They fire solid tungsten rods at incredible speed. And if these aliens have never seen kinetic weapons, they won't know how to defend against them." Tony's eyes lit up. "Captain, we might actually have a chance." Jake turned to Lisa Morgan. "Lisa, Run a combat simulation. One ship against 200. Use everything we know about their technology. Lisa's fingers flew across her controls. The main screen showed a computer model of the battle. The results were not encouraging. Sir, even with our advantages, the odds are still terrible. They can simply overwhelm us with numbers. Jake nodded. He had expected as much. What if we don't fight them all at once? Sir, what if we force them to fight us in small groups? Use their confidence against them? Ryan Turner looked thoughtful. That could work, sir. If we can make them think we're running scared, they might chase us. Break their formation. And once they're scattered? Jake asked. Then we pick them off one by one, Lisa said, understanding. Dawning in her voice, Jake walked back to his command chair. Amy, any word from Earth? Admiral Sullivan is in meetings with the Colonial Council. But, sir, I'm getting reports from other human colonies. They're scared. Really scared. Jake understood. The entire human race was holding its breath, waiting to see if they would live or die. The pressure was enormous. Sir, Dr. Ross said suddenly, I'm detecting movement in the alien fleet. The main screen showed one of the alien ships moving toward them. It was smaller than the others, but still twice the size of the Vengeance. They're hailing us, Amy reported. On screen. Fleet Commander Vextil appeared again. His black eyes seemed to study Jake through the screen. Human Captain, the alien said, your time is almost up. In 1 hour, you will watch as we destroy one of your colonies. This will show your leaders what happens when they refuse our generous offer. Which colony? Jake asked, keeping his voice steady. The mining settlement on Kepler 442b. 300,000 of your people live there. They will die because of your stubbornness. Jake felt anger rise in his chest. You want to kill innocent people to make a point? Your people are already dead, human. The only question is whether they die quickly or slowly. The alien's tentacles moved in what might have been a smile. Your weapons cannot hurt us. Your shields cannot stop us. We have conquered galaxies while your species was still learning. To use fire? Maybe, Jake said, but we're fast learners. The transmission ended. Jake turned to his crew. Every face was grim. Sir, Amy said quietly, Admiral Sullivan is calling. The screen showed the Admiral's face. She looked tired and worried. Jake, the Council has made their decision. We're going to fight. Admiral, we can't protect every colony with one ship. I know, but we can send a message. Jake, I'm authorizing you to engage the enemy. Use whatever tactics you think best. The entire human fleet is moving to support you, but they won't arrive for 6 hours. Jake nodded. Understood, Admiral. We'll do what we can. Jake, Sullivan said, her voice softer. I've known you for 10 years. You're the best captain in the fleet. If anyone can find a way to win this, it's you. The transmission ended. Jake looked around the bridge. His crew was waiting for orders. All right, people. We have 1 hour before they attack Kepler 442b. We are going to stop them. How, sir? Lisa asked. Jake smiled grimly. We're going to do something they've never seen before. We're going to fight like humans. He pressed the ship-wide communication button. All hands, this is the captain. In 1 hour, we're going to battle. The odds are against us, but that's nothing new for humans. We've always been the underdogs. We've always faced bigger, stronger enemies. And we've always found a way to win. Today will be no different. Battle stations. The ship came alive with activity. Crew members ran to their positions. Weapon systems powered up. The Vengeance prepared for the fight of its life. Jake sat in his command chair and watched the alien. Fleet. They were still in their confident formation, completely unaware that they were about to face something new, something human. The hour passed too quickly. Jake Harrison watched the alien fleet begin to move. Their ships formed into attack groups, just as Ryan Turner had predicted. They were so confident that they weren't even trying to hide their tactics. "Sir, Amy," Clark reported from her station. "The alien fleet is splitting up. 50 ships are heading toward Kepler 442b. The rest are forming a battle line." Jake nodded. "They want to show us how helpless we are. Let them think that." He turned to his crew. "Remember, we're not trying to destroy all of them at once. We pick our targets carefully." Dr. Helen Ross looked up from her science station. "Captain, I've finished analyzing their shield technology. Our kinetic weapons should punch right through their defenses." "Should?" Jake asked. "Will, sir. Their shields are designed to stop energy weapons. A solid projectile moving at 15% of light speed will go through like it's not even there." Jake felt a spark of hope. "Tony, are our main guns ready?" Chief Engineer Tony Martinez nodded. "All 4 magnetic accelerators are loaded and ready, sir. Each one fires a tungsten rod weighing 50 kilograms. And our missiles? Nuclear warheads. Armed and ready. Point defense systems online." Jake turned to Lisa Morgan. "Lisa, target the lead alien ship, the one heading for the colony." "Targeting, sir." Lisa's hands moved across her controls. "Range is 800,000 kilometers. We'll need to get closer for an accurate shot. Then we get closer. Amy, open a channel to the alien fleet." The screen showed Fleet Commander Vexthul again. He looked pleased with himself. "Human Captain, do you see our ships approaching your colony? Soon your people will understand the price of defiance." "The only thing they'll understand is that humans don't give up," Jake replied. "Last chance, Vexthul. Turn around and leave our space." The alien made a sound that might have been laughter. "You have 1 ship. We have 200. Your mathematics are poor." "Math was never my best subject," Jake said. "But I'm good at fighting." He made a cutting motion. Amy closed the channel. "All right, people. Let's show them what humans can do. Helm, take us in, full speed." The Vengeance leaped forward, accelerating toward the alien fleet. Jake felt the familiar pressure of high-G acceleration as the ship's engines pushed them faster and faster. "Sir," Lisa said, her voice tight with concentration, "we're entering weapons range. The aliens are charging their plasma cannons." "Let them," Jake said. "Their weapons are designed for close combat. Ours aren't." At 400,000 kilometers, Jake gave the order. "Fire main guns, all 4 accelerators." The ship shuddered as the magnetic accelerators fired. 4 tungsten rods shot out at incredible speed, crossing the distance to the alien ship in less than 2 seconds. The results were spectacular. The alien ship's shields flickered and died as the solid projectiles punched through them. The tungsten rods hit the ship's hull with the force of small meteors, tearing massive holes in the alien vessel. Direct hit. Lisa shouted. "Their shields are down, and they're venting atmosphere." The alien ship began to spin, pieces breaking. Off as it died. Jake felt a moment of satisfaction, but there was no time to celebrate. "Sir," Amy called out, "the other alien ships are changing course. They're all heading for us." Jake looked at the tactical display. The aliens had abandoned their attack on the colony and were rushing toward the Vengeance. Their neat formation was breaking apart as individual ships raced to engage. "Perfect," Jake said. "They're angry, and they're not thinking clearly." "Ryan, what do you see?" Intelligence Officer Ryan Turner studied his screens. "They're coming in 3 groups, sir. About 20 ships each. But they're not coordinating their approach." "Because they've never needed to," Dr. Ross added. "They're used to winning by overwhelming force alone." Jake smiled grimly. "Then let's teach them about human tactics." Helm, come to heading 180. We're going to run. Sir? The helmsman asked. Not really run. We're going to make them chase us. And when they do, we'll be ready. The Vengeance turned and accelerated away from the alien fleet. Behind them, the alien ships gave chase, their formation becoming more scattered with each passing minute. Sir? Lisa reported. The first group is gaining on us. 20 ships, coming in fast. How fast? Jake asked. They'll be in weapons range in 3 minutes. Jake nodded. Tony, I need everything the engines can give us. We need to stay just ahead of them. You got it, Captain. But we can't run forever. We don't need to run forever. Just long enough. Jake turned to Lisa. As soon as they're in range, target the lead ship. Fire everything we have. The alien ships closed the distance quickly. Jake could see them on the main screen now, their hulls glowing with energy. They looked angry and determined. Weapons range in 10 seconds, Lisa announced. Wait for it. Jake said, wait for it. Fire. The Vengeance's weapons spoke again. 4 tungsten rods and 6 nuclear missiles shot toward the alien ships. The aliens fired back with their plasma cannons, but the human ship was already moving, dodging the enemy fire. The human weapons found their targets. 2 alien ships exploded as the tungsten rods tore through their hulls. A third ship was crippled by nuclear fire. 3 down, Lisa shouted. 17 left in this group, but the aliens were learning. The remaining ships spread out, making themselves harder to target. They began firing in coordinated volleys, trying to overwhelm the human. Ship's defenses. Shields at 60%. Tony reported as alien plasma bolts struck the Vengeance. Jake felt the ship shake under the impact. We can't take much more of this. Time to change tactics. He pressed a button on his chair. All hands, prepare for emergency maneuvers. The Vengeance suddenly dove toward a nearby asteroid field. The alien ships followed, but they were too big and too slow to navigate the rocky debris easily. Sir, the helmsman said, this is dangerous. One wrong move, and we'll hit an asteroid. Then don't make a wrong move, Jake replied. Lisa, use the asteroids as cover. Pick off the alien ships one at a time. What followed was a deadly game of cat and mouse. The Vengeance darted between asteroids, using the rocks as shields while firing at the alien ships. The aliens, not used to this kind of fighting, began to make mistakes. One alien ship tried to follow the Vengeance too closely and smashed into an asteroid. Another fired at the human ship, but hit a space rock instead, causing a massive explosion. That damaged 2 of its own vessels. Sir, Dr. Ross called out, I'm detecting something strange in the alien communications. They're starting to panic. Jake felt a surge of hope. What are they saying? They're asking for instructions. They've never been in a fight like this before. Jake looked at the tactical display. Of the original 20 alien ships in the first group, only 8 remained. The others had been destroyed or disabled. Amy, can you patch into their communications? I can try, sir. Amy's fingers flew across her controls. Got it. They're using quantum entanglement for faster-than-light communication. What are they telling each other? Amy listened for a moment. They're confused, sir. They're saying our weapons are impossible. They're asking Fleet Commander Vexthil what to do. Jake smiled. Let me guess. He's telling them to keep attacking. Yes, sir, but they're scared. They've never lost ships like this before. Jake felt the tide turning. The aliens were still dangerous, but they were no longer confident. They were starting to doubt themselves. All right, people. We've bloodied their nose. Now let's show them what happens when humans get serious. Jake Harrison felt the ship shudder as more alien plasma bolts struck the Vengeance. The lights flickered on the bridge, and he could hear the strain in the ship's systems. Shields at 30%. Tony Martinez called out from engineering. Captain, we can't take much more of this. Jake looked at the tactical display. The 8 remaining ships from the first alien group were still firing, but they were keeping their distance now. They had learned to respect human weapons. Sir, Lisa Morgan reported, the second group of alien ships is approaching. Another. 20 vessels. Jake nodded. Fighting 8 alien ships was hard enough. 28 would be impossible in a straight fight. But Jake had no intention of fighting fair. Amy, are you still connected to their communications? He asked. Yes, sir. They're getting more desperate. Fleet Commander Vexthal is ordering them to ram us if necessary. Jake raised an eyebrow. Ram us? That's not very smart tactical thinking. Dr. Helen Ross looked up from her science station. Captain, I think I know why they're panicking. I've been analyzing their battle records from the communications. They've never lost more than 1 or 2 ships in any battle. Ever. How many? Have we destroyed so far? Jake asked. 15, sir. That's more than they've lost in their last 10 conquests combined. Jake felt a grim satisfaction. The aliens were learning that humans were different from their previous enemies. But the lesson wasn't over yet. Helm, take us deeper into the asteroid field, Jake ordered. We're going to use the big rocks. The Vengeance dove between massive asteroids, some as large as cities. The alien ships followed, but they were struggling to keep up. Their larger size made them slow and clumsy in the tight spaces. Sir, Ryan Turner called out, I'm seeing a pattern in their movements. They're not coordinating properly. Each ship is acting independently. Jake studied the tactical display. Ryan was right. The alien ships were getting in each other's way, blocking their own firing lines. They're not used to complex tactics, Jake realized. They've always won by simple, overwhelming force. Sir, Lisa said, we're approaching the largest asteroid in the field. It's almost the size of a moon. Jake smiled. Perfect. Take us around. To the far side. Use the asteroid's gravity to accelerate us. The Vengeance swung around the massive rock, using its gravitational pull to gain speed. The alien ships tried to follow, but they were too slow to make the sharp turn. Now, Jake shouted, come around behind them. The human ship shot out from behind the asteroid, appearing suddenly behind the alien formation. The aliens were caught completely off guard. Fire everything. Jake ordered. The Vengeance's weapons blazed. Tungsten rods and nuclear missiles struck. The alien ships from behind, where their armor was weakest. 5 alien ships exploded in brilliant flashes of light. Sir, Amy called out excitedly. I'm intercepting panic signals from the alien fleet. They're asking how we got behind them so fast. Jake laughed. Tell them it's called tactics. But there was no time to celebrate. The remaining alien ships were turning to face them, and the second group was almost in weapons range. Tony, how are our weapons holding up? Jake asked. We're running low on tungsten rods, sir. Maybe 6 shots left. But we still have plenty of nuclear missiles. Jake nodded. Then we'll have to make every shot count. Lisa, target their command. Ship, the big one in the center. Targeting, sir. But it's heavily armored. Then we hit it with everything at once. The Vengeance's remaining tungsten rods fired simultaneously, all aimed at the same target. The alien command ship's shields flared and died, and the solid projectiles punched through its hull like paper. The ship didn't explode. Instead, it began to break apart slowly, pieces drifting away as the hull split open. Jake could see alien crew members being sucked out into space. Sir, Dr. Ross said, I'm detecting something interesting. The alien ships are all networked together. They share information through quantum entanglement. Jake frowned. That sounds like an advantage for them. It could be, sir. But what if we turned it into a weakness? Jake looked at her. What do? You mean? I've been studying their communication protocols. I think I can create a virus that will spread through their network. It won't destroy their ships, but it will confuse their targeting systems. Do it, Jake ordered. Dr. Ross worked quickly at her station. I'm uploading the virus to our communication system. When we next transmit to them, it will spread through their network. Amy, open a channel to the alien fleet. All ships. Fleet Commander Vexthul appeared on the screen again. He looked angry and desperate. Human Captain, you have destroyed many of our ships, but you are still only one vessel. You cannot win. Watch me, Jake said simply. As soon as the transmission ended, Dr. Ross activated her virus. It's spreading through their network now, sir. Their targeting systems should start malfunctioning in about 30 seconds. Jake watched the tactical display. The alien ships were still approaching, but something was wrong with their movement. They were wobbling slightly, as if their pilots were having trouble controlling them. Sir, Lisa reported, the aliens are firing, but their shots are going wide. They can't seem to hit us. Jake smiled. That's human ingenuity for you. We turned their own technology against them. The second group of alien ships arrived, but they were just as confused as the first. Their weapons fired randomly, sometimes hitting asteroids, sometimes hitting empty space, and occasionally hitting their own ships. Sir, Amy called out, the aliens are trying to shut down their communications network to stop the virus. Too late, Dr. Ross said. It's already infected their entire fleet. Even if they shut down communications, the virus is in their individual ship systems now. Jake felt the tide of battle turning in their favor. The aliens were still dangerous, but they were no longer the overwhelming force they had been. All right, people. Let's finish this. Helm, take us straight at them. Lisa, fire at will. The Vengeance charged directly at the alien fleet. It was a bold move that caught the aliens completely off guard. They expected the human ship to run and hide, not attack directly. Nuclear missiles streaked toward the alien ships. Without their targeting systems working properly, the aliens couldn't shoot down the incoming weapons. Ship after ship exploded as the missiles found their targets. Sir, Ryan Turner said, the alien fleet is breaking up. Some ships are trying to retreat. Jake looked at the tactical display. The alien formation was falling apart. Ships were scattered across the asteroid field, some trying to escape, others still trying to fight. Amy, how many alien ships are left? I count 43, sir, but they're scattered and confused. Jake nodded. Then we hunt them down one by one. No one threatens human colonies and gets away with it. The battle continued, but now it was different. The aliens were no longer attacking in coordinated groups. They were running, hiding, trying to survive. The Vengeance moved through the asteroid field like a predator, hunting down the alien ships. Each time they found one, the result was the same. The alien ship would try to fight or run, but human weapons and tactics proved superior. Sir, Lisa reported, that's the last of them in this sector. 21 alien ships destroyed. Jake felt tired but satisfied. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. There were still more than 100 alien ships out there. Somewhere. Amy, try to contact Admiral Sullivan. Tell her we've secured this sector. Sir, I'm getting a transmission from the alien flagship. Fleet Commander Vexthul wants to talk. Jake straightened in his chair. Put him through. The alien appeared on screen, but he looked different now. His confidence was gone, replaced by something Jake had never seen in an alien before. Fear. Human. Captain, Vexthul said, you have surprised us. We did not expect such resistance. Then you didn't do your homework, Jake replied. Humans don't give up. Ever. The alien's tentacles writhed. Perhaps we can reach an agreement. A truce. Jake shook his head. You threaten to kill innocent people. There's no truce with murderers. The transmission ended. Jake turned to his crew. They were tired but proud. They had faced impossible odds and won. But Jake knew the hardest part was still ahead. They had won a battle, but the war was just beginning. Jake Harrison stood on the bridge of the Vengeance, watching the debris field that had once been the mighty Zephyrian fleet. Pieces of alien ships drifted silently through space, glowing with the last fires of their destroyed engines. Final count. "Lisa," Jake said to his tactical officer. Lisa Morgan checked her screens one more time. 197 alien ships destroyed, sir. 3 escaped, but they're badly damaged and running for the edge of the system. Jake nodded. In 6 hours of fighting, they had done the impossible. 1 human ship had defeated an entire alien fleet. The crew was exhausted but proud. "Sir," Amy Clark called from her communication station. "I'm getting a transmission from the alien flagship. It's Fleet Commander Vexthal." Jake looked at the main screen. The alien commander appeared, but he looked nothing like the confident warrior who had demanded human surrender. His tentacles hung limply, and his black eyes seemed dull with defeat. "Human. Captain," Vexthal said, his voice weak, "you have won. My fleet is destroyed. I do not understand how this happened." Jake felt no joy in the aliens' defeat. Too many beings had died today. "You made a mistake, Vexthal. You thought humans were like all the other races you conquered. We're not." "I see that now," the alien replied. "In 40 years of conquest, I have never lost a battle, never even lost more than a few ships. But you destroyed everything. We defended our homes," Jake said simply. "That's what humans do." The alien's tentacles moved slowly. "My ship is dying, human captain. My crew is dead. I will not survive to see my home world again." Jake felt a moment of sympathy. Even for an enemy, death was still death. "We have medical facilities. We can help your survivors." Vexthal made a sound that might have been surprise. "You would help us? After what we tried to do to your people?" "We fight hard, but we don't kill the helpless," Jake replied. "That's also what humans do." The alien stared at him for a long moment. "Your species is different. In all our conquests, no one has ever offered mercy to defeated enemies." "Then you've been fighting the wrong species," Jake said. The transmission ended as the alien flagship finally broke apart. Jake watched the pieces drift away, carrying the last of the Zephyrian fleet into the darkness. "Sir," Dr. Helen Ross said from her science station, "I'm detecting several alien escape pods. Life. Signs are weak but stable." Jake nodded. "Tony, prepare the medical bay. We're going to have guests." Chief Engineer Tony Martinez looked surprised. "Sir, are you sure? They tried to kill us?" "The ones who tried to kill us are dead," Jake replied. "These are just survivors. We help survivors." Over the next hour, the Vengeance rescued 43 alien crew members from various species. Dr. Lara Kim, the ship's medical officer, worked tirelessly to treat their injuries. Most of the aliens were confused and frightened, unable to understand why humans were helping them. "Captain," Dr. Kim reported, "the aliens are stable. But, sir, they keep asking why we're not killing them." Jake sighed. "Because we're not monsters, Doctor. Keep treating them." "Sir," Amy called out, "I'm getting a transmission from Earth. Admiral Sullivan wants to speak with you." The main screen showed Admiral Kate Sullivan in her office. She looked tired but relieved. "Jake, I've been getting reports from all over human space. The alien fleet has been destroyed." "Is it true?" "Yes, Admiral. The Zephyrian fleet is finished." "Admiral." Sullivan shook her head in amazement. "Jake, what you and your crew did today, it's going to change everything. The entire galaxy will know that humans can't be conquered." Jake felt the weight of those words. What happens now, Admiral? Now, we prepare for what comes next. Our long-range sensors are detecting movement in other parts of the galaxy. Some alien races are mobilizing their fleets. They want to test us. And others? Sullivan smiled. Others are sending diplomatic messages. They want to talk, not fight. It seems word is spreading that humans are not to be taken lightly. Jake nodded. We'll be ready for whatever comes. The transmission ended. Jake turned to his crew. They were all watching him, waiting for his next orders. All right, people. We've won a great victory today. But this is just the beginning. The galaxy knows about us now. Some will want to be our friends. Others will want to be our enemies. We need to be ready for both. Dr. Ross looked up from her station. Sir, I've been analyzing the alien communications we intercepted. The Zephyrian Empire is in chaos. Their subject races are rebelling. Some are asking for human help. Jake raised an eyebrow. Help with what? Freedom, sir. They want to throw off their alien overlords. They're asking if humans will support them. Jake thought about that. The Zephyrian Empire had ruled through fear and overwhelming force. With their fleet destroyed, their control was broken. But did humans want to get involved in galactic politics? Amy, send a message to Admiral Sullivan. Tell her we need to discuss our response to requests for help from former Zephyrian subjects. Yes, sir. Jake walked to the view screen and looked. Out at the stars. Somewhere out there, entire worlds were celebrating their freedom. Other worlds were preparing for war. The galaxy would never be the same. Sir, Lieutenant Ryan Turner said, I've been thinking about today's battle. The aliens kept making the same mistakes over and over. They never adapted to our tactics. What's your point, Ryan? They were used to winning easily, sir. They never learned how to fight a real war. But other aliens might be different. We shouldn't assume they'll all be as unprepared as the Zephyrians. Jake nodded. Ryan was right. The next enemy might be smarter, more adaptable. Humans would need to be ready. Lisa, start working on new tactical plans. Assume our next enemy will know about our weapons and tactics. Yes, sir. Jake pressed the ship-wide communication button. All hands, this is the captain. Today, we made history. We showed the galaxy that humans don't back down from a fight. We don't surrender to bullies. And we don't abandon our friends. He paused, looking around the bridge at his crew. But today was just the first battle. There will be more. Some aliens will want to test us. Others will want to destroy us. We'll face them all. Because that's what humans do. We face the impossible and make it possible. The crew cheered. Jake felt a surge of pride in his people. They had faced 200 alien ships and won. They could face anything. Amy, open a channel to all human colonies. It's time to tell our people what happened here. As Amy worked to establish the communication link, Jake thought about the future. Humanity had announced itself to the galaxy in the most dramatic way possible. They had shown that humans could not be conquered, could not be intimidated, could not be destroyed, but they had also shown that humans were merciful to the defeated, helpful to the oppressed, and loyal to their friends. That might be even more important than their military victory. The galaxy was about to learn what it meant to have humans as neighbors. Some would learn to respect them. Others would learn to fear them. But all would learn that when humans said they would fight for their freedom, they meant it. Jake looked out at the stars one more time. Somewhere out there, other alien fleets were preparing for war. Let them come. Humanity was ready. The age of human expansion into the galaxy had begun. And it had begun with a single ship, a brave crew, and the simple refusal to surrender. The galaxy would never be the same.